Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about XinFin Network, aka XDC. So with that being said, we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to be answering a few questions that I've been seeing. One of the biggest ones that I will be answering is why I'm bullish on XDC and why you should be bullish on XDC as well. At first, we're going to go over some of the smaller things. Then, by the end of this video, you should all understand and know why you should not only be holding XDC, but you should also be extremely bullish on XDC going forward on in time. So first off, meetings. I love to see these events. I know that a lot of people don't care about these events, but in my opinion, these events are very large for growing the community, engaging with the community, and also providing insights on what XinFin is doing, what XDC is, being utilized for, and also their next major plans of action around certain areas, like for example, trade and payments and things like that. And this is going to be happening on June 26th. So within the next 3 days, definitely keep a close eye out on what XinFin is doing, because day 3, first off, you do see, this is with Sean of the Woke, actually, business development, XDC. We are going to be talking about the evolution of blockchain, memes, utility coins, and tokenizations. Then day 4, this is going to be the big one. This is online, actually. This is talking about cross-border trades and blockchain, a global focus. But then, of course, last but not least, day 5, which is the big one, because what they are going to be talking about is what could possibly go wrong, security, insurance, and building on a blockchain. And this is with some very large names out there. I'm actually very excited for this event because, again, we're going to see a little bit of an insight in on what XinFin has been doing, what they've been focused on, and a few things as well will most likely come up in conversation to give us a little bit of a breadcrumb on a few things that we could expect going forward on in time. Of course, that's what I'm expecting, but I do love to see these events. Again, engagement with the overall community and growing the community is crucial, because remember, XinFin, they're not extremely known within this area. They only have almost 100,000 followers, and they've been around for a while, so they're still extremely overlooked in my opinion. Now, a few things that have been happening around XinFin is we're starting to see a lot of the XRP community coming over to XinFin now. One of the largest projects building out on XRP, actually, in terms of the XRP ledger, is Expector. So we do see some of the reasons why Expector is integrating XDC into the e-commerce platform. CTO Katie, yeah, I hope that I'm saying that name right. Katie UK is building, and here we have from Martin Heisbowick from Uphold. Sometimes it doesn't need detailed graphics to express something. As in the case of XDC, let's dive in. Speed, green technology, use cases, security, cost, institutions, and more. And here you guys have the key XinFin infrastructure characteristics. Talks about the speed, talks about the green technology built for all ecosystem use cases. Let me open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can kind of see it. Let me zoom in. So within this, I know it's going to be a little bit blurry, but we do see a few of the use cases here in terms of global trade and finance, digitization, tokenization, instant settlement, trade transactions, increases efficiency and reduces reliance on complex FX infrastructures, allowing for increased flexibility in liquidity management and financial institutions, for financial institutions. Security, ease of use for institutions, cost, unique, and transaction messaging standard. There's a lot of great things happening on XinFin. I know that most people don't really see it, but hey, the ecosystem continues to expand every single day. I love to see the XRP community and some very large players around the XRP community, for example, like Expector, coming over to XinFin and building within XinFin as well. Because again, this is one of those platforms that, in my opinion, just doesn't get enough love. I think that this is one of those platforms that long term is going to be very, very crucial to be holding, because I think that the wealth creation from XDC is going to be very vast, and simply because of what I've been reading. Now also, Nirvana Movement, another project building out on XinFin. And this is actually unleashing the power of move to earn dApps, transforming health and education through incentivization. Now everyone has their own ideas around this, but in my opinion, I still think that all dApps should be welcomed on XinFin. So I like to see this. Also, I like to see a lot more building happening on XinFin, which we have been recently seeing in the last couple months. which is very exciting. And I also think that XDPOS 2.0 is going to unlock a lot more use of the network, as well as development to happen on the network as well, which we are still waiting for. Most likely going to be happening by Q3, Q4 of this year. If not, then it's going to have to get pushed into Q1 of 2024, which, hey, I welcome, and it's totally fine. Now, the UAE, May 6th, 2022, going back a whole year ago. Stars align for UAE to become a global crypto hub. There's no question out there that there's a race right now going on between a lot of nations to become a crypto hub. The UK wants to become a crypto hub. The UAE wants to become a crypto hub. Hong Kong, I mean, so many large players out there want to become a crypto hub, and it's for good measure. Listen, they see the value here. They understand where crypto is headed. But the UAE seems to be a little bit ahead of most. Recently, we've seen the Dubai Free Zone, which is now home to more than 500 crypto startups. Dubai has been, for the longest time, a very, very large area for crypto enthusiasts, crypto projects, companies, you name it, right? And they continue to become a leader around crypto. They continue to be the major ones to adopt crypto and become a giant around crypto engagements as well. Recently, Ripple actually opened a headquarters in Dubai, which is, again, for good measure. They see, like, all of these platforms, all of these companies, they see the value of also having exposure within Dubai because of how crypto friendly they are. But also, we do see over here from June 19th, how Dubai and Hong Kong are shifting crypto's power dynamics. And this is, of course, an opinion, but these are two leaders around crypto, and they continue to accept crypto for what it is and create very engaging frameworks around crypto regulation to accept them and accept these companies as well. Because, again, they see where crypto is headed. This is basically, I would argue that we're at the early stages, if not, we're at like the middle stages of like the .com bubble for crypto. I know that that's not extremely confident for most people because, again, like we all know what happened after that. But I do think that we will see a massive bubble burst around crypto where a lot of the garbage will completely disappear, and what will be left is these utility tokens like XRP, XDC, XLM, and so many other ones, right? Which we talk about on a daily basis on this channel. I don't think that's going to take that long for it to bounce back because, again, utility will shine the brightest and there's going to be a lot of money flowing around crypto. But I would argue over the next couple of years, 5 to 10 possibly, is going to look very different for this market. Now, when I say 5 to 10, does that mean that you won't make money for 5 to 10 years? No, absolutely not. We will have cycles. Liquidity cycles are the big thing to focus on. And I think that this market will experience some great gains. But I think that we will also see a major dark time around crypto where we do have that wipeout around regulations and things like that, where a lot of the memes and all of the trash gets completely wiped out. And what we will see is the utility probably will take about 2, 3, 4 years maybe for it to fully bounce back. But that's why we are here. That's why we, are seeing the vision behind a lot of these major technologies within the space and what they can do. But yeah, Dubai is becoming a top leader around crypto. And just recently, XDC Network actually empowers Dubai's ambition to transform into the Silicon Valley of the Middle East. XinFin is becoming a big name around a few areas. And in Dubai, they've been, I would say, they've been a leader around Dubai for a while. They've had a lot of connections with Dubai, probably for about, I want to say, four years now, since going, I think it's like 2019. And ever since, they've been expanding pretty rapidly over in those areas. But we do see that the XDC network offers technical support, business guidance, access to a large community, and access to developer center in Dubai to conduct meetups, showcase projects, and demonstrate products. Such offers for startups and developers in Dubai makes it the best place for them to grow their business in Web3. Again, this is why I say, like, we will see XinFin expand rapidly within some of these areas that are extremely pro crypto. I think that a lot of these events that are happening around XinFin as well is welcoming a lot more development to happen on the network, and it's going to be very exciting to see what happens here. But we do see XDC is continually accelerating the digital revolution in the Middle East and North Africa MENA region. It's not just about being on the forefront. XDC strives to be the trailblazer, setting the pace and direction for the Web3 revolution in Dubai. So yeah, love to see them centering it out in Dubai. It's definitely great to see it as well. And I think that a lot of the companies that are centered in some of these areas, like Dubai, for an example, will be very successful. Now, what I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about is Swift. So here we have connecting digital islands. Swift supports trade digitization with new interoperability trials. If you watch my XRP video from earlier today, you probably know about this post. This talks about trade digitization and how it could boost trade revenues by up to 20%, cut processing times by 60%, and save global trade banks up to $6 billion annually. Love to see this. As we do look at digital trade, this is going to be at the forefront. They also do mention a few areas here. EBL, for example, the future of trade documentation. Traditionally paper-based, a bill of lading is a legally binding document that provides the carrier and the shipper of goods with all the details needed to accurately process a shipment and ensure the smooth transportation of goods across sea, land, or air. Bills of lading will be digitized, and we're going to see a lot more digitization happening around a few instruments within trade, but this is all centered out on digital platforms to digitize this and create an extremely efficient economy around trade, specifically trade finance. And this is going to unlock a ton of efficiency as well as a lot of money. For example, scaled use of EBL from McKinsey, for an example, could unlock an additional $40 billion in global trade. So that's huge. And again, there's a few problems here. There's a few gaps and things like that that need to be solved. But I do think that they are being solved through a harmonized approach through MLATR, which I've been talking about, especially with XinFin. But also down here, developing an interoperability model. So to address this challenge, we've been collaborating with our future international trade FIT alliance partners, the Digital Container Shipping Association, DCSA, International Federation of Freight Forwarders Associations, the Baltic and International Maritime Council, and the ICC, alongside the EBL platform providers to develop the interoperability model. A lot of these players are also exposed to XinFin, for example, through the ITFA or the DNI and things like that. But also using this solution, we could receive data from one trade platform via an API and pass it to a different platform. This would enable companies to trade with each other and exchange EBL regardless of which EBL platform they're using, thereby eliminating the need for different players to join the same platform. So this would unlock a ton of efficiency. They do mention a few providers, for an example, eDocs Online and CargoX. And I know that you guys are probably going to say, well, XinFin's not even here. What the hell is going on? And that's totally fine. You know, XinFin doesn't need to be mentioned here because as we do look at EBL providers, XinFin's not trying to do that. They're the tokenization and liquidity provider around this, actually, which I think is very, very exciting because, again, there's a lot of value tied to that. But paper documentation around trade finance is a big problem. And in my opinion, XinFin will become a leader within this. And I even said over on Twitter, I answered the question, why are you even bullish on XDC? People underestimate the significant wave of adoption the space will experience over the next 5 to 10 years. Many are also too impatient to be here to even witness it. The amount of comments I see talking about how XDC doesn't move in price is comical. Take a look at how crucial the trade finance space is to leaders like Swift and the technology they are looking into. Also, look at the direct connection with Swift and TradeFinix, which is powered by, oh yeah, that's right, XinFin. Don't underestimate the significant value behind industries like the $19 trillion trade finance industry. I also believe these are the first sectors to really reap the rewards of DLT and blockchain technology. And here you guys have, of course, the Swift document from August of 2021, digitizing trade. The time is now. And yeah, this is why I said, like, this is one of those industries that will be first touched by this technology. Also over here, the challenges to digitization. There's a lot of legal challenges, which again is being solved through MLATR and standardization, which is a harmonized approach. Once we get that harmonized approach around common law, it's game over, right? We move on to finally digitizing a lot of these paper documents. Standards need to be in place, common law needs to be in place, and of course there's fragmentation, which around DLT, smart contracts, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and all that kind of stuff, there's a few problems, right? We need to have interoperability. Once we have interoperability, which, like I said, can be solved through APIs with Quant, for an example, or even Chainlink, which is already solved technically because Swift is already collaborating with Chainlink, then guess what? It's game over. So a lot of this is already in the process of being solved and, in my opinion, will be solved within maybe the next year, 2 years, might take even longer, right? Doesn't matter. As we look at this, in my opinion, digitization is happening. Trade finance will be digitized, and players that are a part of this journey will really be leaders. And in my opinion, XinFin is one of them. Because as we do look over here, drive trade digitization. This is MT798. This is from Swift. From multi-bank messaging centers to new trade settlement instruments, we are driving innovation in trade finance. This is all centered out on settlement instruments. TradeFinix, which is powered by XDC protocol, is a settlement engine. TradeFinix aims to be a network of networks by connecting several DLT and non-DLT trade finance initiatives such as Voltron and Swift MT798. Created in 2017, TradeFinix consists of a company with an underlying network backed by a community of 11,000 members and over 30 MSMEs. The governing members can opt for a master node of XinFin network, the underlying blockchain network, or opt for a hybrid council node. Hybrid nodes can combine R3 Corda Enterprise, Hyperledger Basu Enterprise, or Oracle Enterprise node with the XinFin master node. Again, this is all centered out on accessing those digitized bills of lading. The project is currently live with the receivables discounting and has plans to introduce the letters of credit by 2020, which is already in place. As a future phase, TradeFinix intends to interoperate with Bolero for accessing digitized bills of lading. TradeFinix also being integrated with TradeShift Marketplace. To accomplish these goals, DLT was chosen for its instant access and ownership over data, tokenization of assets, real-time settlements, counterparty risk mitigation, and decentralization. Huge stepping stone. Like I said, XinFin has already been ahead of all the competition out there, if there even was competition. Again, with XinFin, with TradeFinix, or with Trade Finance, sorry, this is going to be a collaborative measure, right? It's going to be a major stepping stone, in my opinion. I think that this is going to be a big area where collaboration is crucial, and there will be a lot of collaboration. Like I said, everyone will have a role to play. But just to give everyone a little bit of an idea on how long things can possibly take, we do see a quote over here from BNP Paribas. To get everyone around the world aligned on standard rules and processes will be an exceptionally long road and possibly not something we will see in our lifetimes. Take the example of SEPA in Europe, which took 11 to 12 years to implement. That was a single region, a simple process of a credit transfer, and involved a strong regulatory push. For trade, there needs to be an international body that can impose a requirement for digitizing trade. Now, like I said, yes, things take time. I know that first sentence there, like something, maybe it's not something that we will see in our lifetimes. I know that could kill your confidence, but I want you guys to understand something. The standardization that they're talking about here, or in terms, I should say, that harmonized approach, it's already underway with MLATR. And guess what? It is nearing finishing. So as you look at that, right, they are wrapping up MLATR here soon, which is that harmonized international approach. And once that's in place, all we need to do is solve for fragmentation, which, like I said, they're already working with Chainlink. So this is on its way to finally being a big deal, finally going live and becoming a reality. But I still think that we have a few years left to go, because we still need regulations. We still need regulations around these specific networks like XinFin. Because again, we don't have regulations just yet. But once we do, well, guess what? It's game over. And that's why we are preparing now for the inevitable. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys have more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.